up guys, it's your girl Ramona here.
And your girl Linky, and we are
the new girls on the block.
Y'all are probably wondering where Esther and Sharissa is, but we are here to give you nothing but the best. We are here to educate you and to give you nothing but every spicy and very, very hot topics.
And today we come to you with a very, very interesting topic, which is Namibian wildlife. So all my life I thought wildlife revolved only around animals. And today I found out that plants are also included.
So before we educate you and give you everything that is hot and spicy, please stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break.
Hi everyone, this is Ep11 and you are watching Youth Enviro Show.
Welcome back guys. As we said before we went on a break, we were going to educate you on wildlife. But before we went, Ramona, you did say something. Please give it to them.
Like I said, we've always assumed that wildlife revolved around undomesticated animal species. But today I found out that plants are also included. I mean, I fail to understand how Namibian animals and plants survive here. I mean, it's so hot and it's so dry here.
As we all know, our Namibian country is called the semi-desert, which means varam, hot, guys. It's hot. I know if you're in Windhoek right now, you know what the heat that we are feeling right now.
So hot.
So it's really fascinating to know that we have wild animals and wildlife plants that actually survive in the desert.
For example, the Ngada plant. I mean, the Ngada plant is found in the Ep11 dunes in the Namibian desert. And what is so fascinating is the fact that it's also used for medical purposes. Like, I mean, just by crushing the roots and mixing it with oil and just applying it on a wound heals you like in a matter of days. And I heard that people also eat the seeds.
That's very interesting, guys. So our older people never used to take Panado and
They
those
didn't
other
need
medicines.
hospitals.
Wow, that's really nice. But it's not only the Ngara plant, guys. We have different plants such as the Mopana tree, Marula tree, and also the Welwitschia. The Welwitschia is the most oldest plant that we have. I think everybody knows that.
Every Namibian should know that.
Yes, it only grows with 2 leaves, and it also just grows in isolated communities like the desert, in the heat, with this weather that we have.
Imagine how they
being in the
survive.
desert. It's very interesting, guys, how we have this wonderful weather, this wonderful plants that we are given, and things are so beautiful in Namibia, don't you
Very,
think?
very beautiful.
It's extremely cold in the morning and in the evenings, and extremely hot during the days, meaning the Welwitschia really survives during all climates. And also its roots are so long, deep to the ground, that it takes water from underground. Isn't that very interesting?
It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, so those are the types of wild plants that we have in Namibia. And also, it's not only that, there's still a lot, but let's go on a break and educate you more on the animals.
Welcome to Sababasia Primary School. This is our lovely garden.
And today we are going to give you a tour of it. Let's go. Here we have maize, and then we have spinach there, and then beetroots.
And you guys have been planting this for how long?
Since like September of last year. This is when the garden really started. Yeah.
Wow.
And then
such a
the
growth.
strawberries we planted this year, not so many months ago. I'd say like about the end of winter. Here we have more maize, and these are chilies. Yeah, these are chilies.
Wow.
You can see some are growing here.
Oh, that's nice. Have you ever tried them? Have you had
Yes.
Ooh, and they must have been very spicy.
Here we have tomatoes, a lot of them, as you can see. And
we can make a lot of sandwiches with these.
Oh
Yes.
yes, I love a tomato sandwich.
this is my favorite part because we have basically different brands of spinach.
It's the yellow, the white. There's white spinach.
Tomato is pepper.
Those are tomatoes.
Tomatoes. These
yes.
ones are just a little longer than those ones.
Oh, they're like those Roman.
Yeah,
Yes.
those ones that are like this.
Look at this, purple.
I actually thought that these were beetroots the whole time, but turns out they're spinach.
Spinach, just, how should I say, red kind of spinach.
So here we have the spring onions. I think we have more around that side, but yeah, these are some.
Oh, and lavender plants I see as well.
Yes.
Oh. So Felicia, please tell us, how do you guys keep watering your beautiful vegetation like this?
We use permaculture. Nothing leaves our garden. We use leaves of plants to save water. For mulching, to save water.
So you guys use the leaves of plants?
Yes.
But how exactly do you guys do that?
Like when those leaves that are rotten or those ones that we
Wilt
won't,
away.
yeah, we use them for mulching, put them around the plants, and then we save more water.
Oh, you put them around the plants, so
Yes.
that, so that the water doesn't evaporate
Yes.
so fast. That's, guys, honestly intelligent, Intelligent students.
The beauty of this nature can never be undone. Can we go green? Can we go clean to save this nature? The beauty of this nature and nature can never be undone. Can we go green?
Mr. Imene, we are here with the learners from Simbabasia Primary School, Learners for Sustainability, and we are being featured by Wakapinya Environmental Education. They came to donate 3 trees for our school, and we just want to render a vote of thanks for a job well done. Thank you very much, guys, because planting trees, especially as far as environmental education and sustainability is concerned, we think it's a matter of urgency and of great importance. So thank you very much. We are going to take care of the trees, and we are going to plant more as well, because one of the causes of climate change and global warming is cutting down the trees in our world or continent. So we are going to make sure that we continue to plant more trees to mitigate the effects of climate change as well as global warming. Thank you very much.
Can we go green? Can we go clean to save this nature?
Welcome back, guys. As we said, we're gonna educate you on the wildlife animals.
As we all know, we have the big 5. For example,
The elephant, which is my favorite. I mean, there's approximately 10,000 elephants in Namibia, and what saddens me is the fact that within the past decades, the number has started to decrease due to hunting and poaching. And can you believe they can go up to 4 days without water? Like, how do they even survive?
but it's possible because our climate is really hot, meaning the water can run out dry as well. So it's so amazing that they can survive. But moving on, we also have the lion. The lion is one of the creepiest animals for me personally. But anything
King
that
of the
creeps
jungle.
really freaks me out. So the lion is able to survive or to adapt to the weather climate because of their golden fur. They are able to camouflage inside the grass, the tall grass, and also to camouflage for them to predate for food. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. Learning that today.
That's very interesting for me because lions really, I thought it's just some creepy, ugly little things. But if you think about the way that they survive, it's really, really interesting.
But I find them very beautiful. So moving on, we also talk about the oryx, which is one of Namibia's biggest animals also. The oryx is originally known for its Afrikaans name, which is the gemsbok. The oryx is has a very impressive physique, very unique. I mean, they're very well built, and there's approximately like 373,000 in Namibia. And as a true desert specialist, they can survive in dry places just by being under the shade, laying on the ground, and just like receiving all of the coolness from the sand.
I really like the name. It's a really nice name. So then we also have the zebra. The zebra for me is so beautiful.
Oh, one of my favorite.
No one understands me with the zebra. It has a very beautiful coat. And also that coat, you know that coat is very expensive if you have to sell it.
The zebra?
Yeah. So by the way, the zebra also survives with its coat, and it can only live in grassless places.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and dehydrates through water. Like, it's really hot, so they move from one place to another to try and find feeds and also to hydrate themselves.
Wow.
Not only that, we have many other animals such as the cheetah, the crocodiles,
rhinos.
Yeah, we also have all of that. But those are just a few that we had to educate you on.
I'm Sharissa Birkus, as you may know, and today I'm here at the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism with someone who I would call our own version of Tarzan. Mr. Vilo, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, thank you very much for having me. My name is Vilo Absalom. I work for the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism. I'm actually an environmental educator by profession, a job I've been doing for 7 to 8 years. I've been managing an environmental education center in Etosha. And yeah, due to changes in life, and I find myself in Windhoek head office, where I'm now attached to wildlife support service, where I'm more into CBNRM. Here we're dealing with, giving all the necessary supports with regards to, wildlife, either in parks or in conservancy.
Oh wow, so the ranks have just gone up and up and up. So today we're talking about wildlife. And could you please, go in depth and talk about the wildlife that we have in Namibia and the difficulties that, go along with it, that either communities have faced or national parks have faced?
Right. Yeah, so wildlife, to start with, as everybody knows, wildlife, these are animals, not just any animals, but these are animals that are wild, these are animals that are in nature, animals that we find in national parks, and of course some are also on farms and game reserves. We're talking about animals such as, for example, our big five. We have elephants, we have rhinos, we have lions, we have leopards, we have buffaloes. These are examples of wildlife. There's also other examples of wildlife. You talk about antelopes such as kudu, oryx, springboks, and the list goes on. And all this wildlife, or all these animals, of course, like I said, are found mostly in national parks. And of course, there's challenges that comes with keeping animals in national parks or wherever we find wildlife in this country. In national parks, we talk about, you have to make sure that these animals have got water, because now they are confined into that national parks, regardless of the size of the park, but they still need to be provided of water. And that's a duty of people that are managing the parks. And there are times that these animals might also come out of these parks, and if they're out of the park, that means they are into community. And there's also challenges that they might bring into the community once they are out into the community. And that's now what brings in this problem that everybody is singing today, which is human-wildlife conflict. So these are challenges, although wildlife is our treasure, but there's challenges and there's a cost living with this wildlife.
Okay, and talking of that, do you maybe remember an incident where, as you were out in the field, that you had to step in where there was actual, like a true human-wildlife conflict that happened?
Yes, so I mostly go out in the field, mostly to conduct training. So we have to train our people in conservancy, especially our game guards that are also looking after wildlife in their conservancies. When we are out there, there was a time, especially we went to do a training in one conservancy in the northeast, where we encountered, someone lost their goat, and this goat was, attacked by a python. So we have to go to on site and see if this incident really happens, because that's one thing. Like one person could report like, hey, my goat has been attacked by this wildlife. So you actually have to go there and confirm. So yeah, that was I think an amazing opportunity that we actually sitting in Windhoek had this chance to experience actually what's happening on the ground. And unfortunately, we didn't find at that time the python. We could only see dragging marks and the marks of a python that when it walked off. But yeah, as these are like some of the examples of human-wildlife conflict that are happening out there. But of course, you talk of things such as an animal can be attacked by a crocodile or predators like lions and leopard. But these are things that are only see or hear through the claims that our regional office people are sending to us, and of course the conservancy. I can only read this on paper, but I don't really experience this on the ground.
Well, I must say, honestly, like our locals already, that they actually are reporting these instances, which I'm very proud of that, because I take pride in my Namibians because they are very cautious about what they're doing and they're very thoughtful about everything that they're doing. So apart from that, let's talk about now if there are any incentives, or how can I say, reimbursements to the community locals. Does that happen? How often does it happen?
Okay, so yeah, we do have a scheme and an offset. So the ministry actually look at this in two ways. So we have conservancies in this country. So within conservancies, we have wildlife. Of course, within those conservancies also we have people that are living there with their livestock, with their crop fields, for example. And they do encounter conflicts with wildlife when they are in the conservancy. So in the conservancies are game guards. So what happened is, if I can just give you what really happens on the ground. So if, for instance, you live in the conservancy and you have encountered a leopard that has killed your goats, so you do report to your conservancy office, and the conservancy will send game guards that will have to go and investigate and verify this incident. Once they've done that, then they bring this verification to their conservancy management at the conservancy office. And the payment of such a victim will then be done by the conservancy. But of course, the conservancy gets this money from the ministry through the Game Trust Product Fund, which is GPTF, which is keeping this fund that they are sending out to conservancy and individual people that lives outside conservancy. So within conservancy, we call it the Human Wildlife Conflict Self-Reliance Scheme. So basically, we give a tranche of money to the conservancy. For instance, 60,000 goes to the conservancy so that they can see to it that they offset or pay their members that lives in that conservancy if they come across a conflict from wildlife. And the same thing happens outside conservancy, and these incidents are investigated by the ministry staffs. These are our rangers, our assistant rangers, our wardens, sometimes chief wardens. So when they have investigated these things, they of course compile a claim form for that particular person, including investigation report. Of course, there's other supporting documents that will come with that claim for that person to be paid. So once that thing comes to Windhoek, they have to send it to Windhoek. I'm now responsible in scrutinizing, making sure that everything is according to what, and it's according to this policy. So we have guidelines or documents that guide us. How do we handle these issues actually? So when I'm scrutinizing, I'm making sure that everything on this claim talks to the policy, or it's in line with what the policy is saying. Only then this payment will be done, and that's what we are calling the offset. So it happens every time. So every time we have claims, and if these claims are legible and they are ready to be paid, they are forwarded to GPTF, and GPTF does the payment. At the same time, conservancy are also, once they have used up their 60,000, they also have to send us proof how they have used this money. Only then we can pay them another tranche of 60,000 for them to take it again and pay more incident that may happen in their conservancy. So payment-wise, it happens as soon as we get claims, and as soon as these claims are verified, are in line, and they are talking the right language as the policy is saying, then everyone gets paid.
I am blown away by how structured and how disciplined and how everything has a process and it takes step, and things are actually being taken care of in our communities and out there in the wild. Let's talk about now these young ones who have grade 12, grade 11, and they're thinking, oh, I want to study environment, but they don't necessarily know is this the right career path? Like me, I didn't know we have wardens, we have rangers, there's different rankings and different fields that you can go into. Please, motivate the youth that are interested in studying environmentalism.
The doors are open to joining the Ministry of Environment and Tourism to the young ones, of course, or joining nature conservation, as they call it. It is easy. From school, there's our two institutions, which is the University of Namibia and the Namibia University of Science and Technology. They do offer courses, or they do offer programs in which one can enroll in or study for you to become a warden or a ranger. So at NAST, for example, they have what is called natural resource management. So that's a program that one would, sign up for and then study for, say, 3 or 4 years for you to get a certain qualification. And once you have that qualification, you are basically free and ready to join the ministry, provided that there's, of course, openings, and you are actually you do qualify to apply for any position that may come from the ministry. So it's an interesting feeling to work in the Ministry of Environment and Tourism, especially when you find yourself in the parks. Our rangers, for instance, these are like the backbone of this ministry. So it's a good job to the young ones out there. Studying towards becoming a ranger should be, a dream, and it's not just a job. It's feeling that you are the backbone of the ministry, because you do quite a lot of things that helps the ministry to go forward.
And not just the ministry, our community, our wildlife in general, our country.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when tourists come, what do they come to see?
Exactly. So they do come to see all this wildlife, and these wildlife are there because of you and because of the ranger or the wardens that are in the park, that are making sure that these animals are not, for instance, poached, or they are not, for instance, outside the park, and all these things. So that's why I said rangers and warden, of course, based in the parks, are the backbone of making sure that this wildlife we have in these countries are there today and tomorrow, until the next generation comes and experience the same exact wildlife that we have.
Wow. Mr. Vilo, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, that has brought us to the end of this interview, and imagine, wow, how interesting and how enticing it is to be able to be out in the field, either as a warden or a ranger. You know the ins and outs of every animal, you track them, making sure communities are safe, making sure our wildlife is safe. So if this is something that you are interested in, don't be shy to ask for more information, or go up and look up for information on the ministry's website. But as you know, this is it, and I'm Sharissa, and we will catch you next time.
This is Enviro Primary School, and you're watching Youth Enviro Show.
So guys, remember to take very good care of our animals, because this is what boosts our economy through tourism. Stop the poaching, stop the hunting, and this is not just directed to the youth, but everybody else.
So guys, let's love our wildlife, let's love our plants, let's love our animals, and let's take good care of them, just like she said. So guys, don't forget to go out with your umbrella, some sunscreen, because it's hot. Very hot out there. So from me, Linky, and
Ramona, it's a goodbye.
Bye-bye.
A good day, and see you next time.